Yeah, this is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Let's go.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
There's a little bit of love in the air today for our Valentine's Day show.
Very interesting, love.
Yeah, so we open up the book of love, actually.
Yeah.
We speak to some people about their partners, and then we transition from that into people that have been broken up with this year.
Oh, we did.
And then we end with the controversial love story of cousin with cousin.
It was controversial. We got a surprise at the end, a very good one. We catch up with Sandra from Australian Survivor. She got booted last night.
Yeah, even her own daughter voted against her. That sucks.
Yes, Valentine's Days can go wrong in a myriad of ways. We're going to talk to people about some speed bumps.
And you're going to hear about a service that we didn't know
Oh,
existed.
my God,
yeah.
that was amazing.
So helpful when you need them.
Yeah.
Stevie Butler joins us as well.
This is Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Someone that we support a lot in our entire careers is a woman named Joanne M. Moore.
Oh, of course.
We interviewed her.
We did. She writes the stars in the West Australian.
Yeah.
She's usually bang on, Joanne.
It's mostly about Shaun's financial
And that's
woes.
why we know we use that as the meter of
That's
success.
She gave me a 5 year. She
Yes.
basically banned me from any good news for 5 years.
Yeah.
And that's about when your final child no longer requires private school education, am I right?
That's correct. Yeah.
She hasn't brought it today, guys.
Oh, but today of all days.
Today of all days. I mean, just listen to the bull crap. This is
Righto.
Valentine's Day today, of course.
Okay.
Shaun, romance is in the air. This is Aquarius. But the energy is behind the scenes, suggesting a private, magical Valentine's Day. Unpack that. What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, Harry.
I think we know what it means, but I don't think we think it's going to happen.
No, absolutely not. I think she's very inaccurate.
Natalie. Aries.
Aries.
Philosopher Lao Tzu. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage.
What's that got to do with my star sign? That's just a quote from someone.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's been translated
I
properly.
think that was out of love, actually.
Love, actually.
Gemini. Love doesn't just sit there like a stone. It has to be made like bread. Remade all the time. Made new. Ursula Le Guin.
Again.
So that's about you've
That's
got
a
to
quote.
make some sourdough tonight. That's what I'm taking away from
I
that.
think so. I don't have any yeast.
Read Sagittarius. Don't you? Read Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
Another great philosopher.
Your Valentine's Day quote is from fellow Sagittarian Taylor Swift.
Are you serious?
The perfection of love is that it's not perfect. Are you on the glue, woman?
I think worse.
She's well and truly phoned this one in, hasn't she?
So as I flick through the paper, I get to the Valentine's Day section, which is
forgot
tiny.
about that.
Oh, yeah,
because,
remember the Book of
it
Love?
used to be
why
huge.
Would ya? Why
Yeah.
would ya? This is Bogan Boy, it's got titled. 9 years later and the Bogan is a farmer with a wife.
Oh.
I love you more than Grey's Anatomy and Amazon. More than you love tractors, truffles and red meat. I even love you more than the amount of times you change your mind. Can't wait to grow old together on our country porch. That's
Oh.
beautiful. Love the future CWA president. Then this one here.
CWA president.
There is a
right.
photo of a black and white photo of a woman, right? It's
Yeah.
got my endless love, Matt. Trying to find this beautiful lady of my 60s. She lived in Fairlop and I in Chigwell, Essex. I owned an old white Austin Healey Sprite. She moved to WA with her family. I've been looking since I moved to Sydney 30 years ago.
Oh.
This photograph was taken in Epping Forest, Essex. Any help would enlighten my life. Many thanks.
Okay, so this
So does it say her name?
No.
He's got a photo of her.
My thing is, do we... is he a stalker and do we help him?
Yes, Nathan.
that woman could be here with a husband and
Yeah,
kids and all
she
that,
probably
and
lives
you
in
could be
Queens.
opening your
I
thing
do
up.
understand there is
This
nothing...
guy's trying to hook up with
Wait.
my mum.
But when stalking someone, there's nothing more frustrating when you lose track of them.
You're not very
They
good at
move
your job.
countries to get
There's
away
nothing
from
more
you.
frustrating and the public should help.
May I see the picture, please, Nathan?
What's that?
May I see the picture, please?
Yes.
Maybe I know her.
By the way, she looks underage.
Well, that was a long time ago.
30 years
I
ago.
know, but...
Okay, you're right. That looks like an 8-year-old child.
Ready to hit the road this summer? It's time to What If It.
Visit whatif.com to plan and book your accommodation, flights, activities, even car hire.
Plus, select hotels are fully refundable. Booking cancellation windows apply.
What if it's Aussie for travel? Check government advisories before booking and travelling.
It is Valentine's Day.
It is.
It is.
Romantic plans afoot.
A lot of people will be going out for a delicious dinner tonight. Some people will be taking advantage of that nugget deal that Ali was just talking
24
about.
for $10. Who wouldn't
Shaun,
know?
Hey, romance
wouldn't
comes
you?
in all forms.
Why wouldn't you? And, you would like in your mind for tonight's plans to be like from a movie.
That's right, to execute perfectly.
Flawless, faultless, romantic comedy.
That's right.
You know?
Yes.
But we spoke to Lisa from Sorrento last week. We were talking about the fact that Matt Preston wrote an article about the things that you shouldn't do at a restaurant, and one of them was number 10, when you bleed at a restaurant. Take your bloody napkins and tissues with you.
And we thought, who the hell bleeds at a restaurant?
So we spoke to people that have bled at a restaurant, and she talked about a romantic Valentine's Day where she was out for dinner with her partner, and he ordered some protein. Mm-hmm. Yes.
It was a lamb chop.
It was a lamb
lamb
chop. It was a sharp lamb chop, as it turned out to be.
Anyway,
on the share plate.
he cut his tongue open, which
Severely.
required him to have to go to the emergency room and get tongue stitches.
Staples, Nathan. Staples.
Sorry.
Staples.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Staples in your tongue. That's how bad he cut it.
Which, puts a bit of a dampener on your Valentine's Day night plans.
Lisa was fine. She went home and she had gotten a doggy bag, and while he was sitting there with his tongue stapled, she ate her mains on the end of the bed.
She did.
Romance.
She did. That was a Valentine's Day for her.
They're still in love, so it's fine.
They're still in love. He loved her donuts.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
So we are talking about Valentine's Days that don't work out as you had planned, inspired by Lisa from Sorrento, whose partner's tongue was cut severely on a chop.
Yeah, it was.
And he required staples at hospital.
They actually went to 2 hospitals before they could get it done.
Hello, Laura. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah, you too, eh?
Hey.
Now, Laura, have you been scarred in the past by Valentine's Day?
Well, actually, last night, my boyfriend and I had lovely romantic dinner plans, and we stopped off to get fuel on the way, and I managed to fill up his diesel car with a full tank of petrol.
No.
Laura.
Oh, Laura.
Oh, Laura. A lot of people have done that,
Yeah.
Laura.
Has he broken
A
up
lot
with
of
you?
people.
Luckily not, even though $700 and an hour later, a lovely man had to come out and pump the tank.
Yeah, had to
I
flush
tell you
it.
what, the nozzle shouldn't fit.
Yeah.
The nozzles shouldn't.
I agree.
Okay, yeah, stop you
The
from doing
nozzles shouldn't be able to go in, Shaun.
that. Yeah, on a diesel
It's
car,
not
yeah, I get
made
it.
for blonde people like
It
me.
does say diesel.
It
pretty
doesn't
clearly
matter
next
though.
to it.
You know what? Sometimes life
Does,
is
but you just
confusing.
don't know.
You don't read them, or maybe someone might have put the handle back on the wrong one. I'm just
Well,
making up
No,
stuff for you.
that doesn't happen.
Just trying to
That doesn't happen.
how was he with this situation, Laura? Was he supportive?
Oh, he
or?
was so lovely, which made it worse. I was like, please just be mad, because, no, he was totally
the
fine with
keeper.
it.
Who comes? Is it just the RAC that come out and do that for you? Because it's Sunday night, Laura.
No, there's like people who do it. Like
Yeah.
wrong fuel rescue is a thing.
Really?
Wrong fuel rescue.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of Lauras out there.
Do you get to keep the diesel and sell it back to someone else, or
Actually,
do they
that's a
take
great
the
idea.
diesel?
Sadly, no.
$1.80.
Although the terrible thing is, my boyfriend had done the same thing 3 months earlier, and it was the same guy who came to pump the tank.
Oh,
That's embarrassing.
no wonder he was so
So,
understanding,
yeah.
to be fair.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Laura.
Wrong fuel.
Rescue.
Wrong fuel
Rescue.
rescue.
Write
Their
that
slogan is "We suck."
Natalie's in Port Kennedy. Hi, Nat.
Morning.
Hi, Nat.
Hi. What
Nat.
happened on a Valentine's Day past?
So my partner, we were together for about a month, and it was our first Valentine's Day together. And we went out to Indian, and he's Irish, so he likes his hot food, but he decided to order extra, extra hot.
Ooh.
And I don't know if it was trying to impress me or, but halfway through, like, his face was bright red, but he was still enjoying it. I was like, are you okay? He really wasn't. Anyway, he ended up having to go to the toilet. And 3 toilet trips later, we had to leave dinner and go home, and he was really sick for the rest of the night.
You know, you know the 3 toilet trips and then you had to go home. You know he pooed himself, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
And are you still together now?
Well, yeah, this is about 10 years ago.
You're like, that's for me.
That is so funny.
I'm going to impress her and I'm going to lick the sun. I love that.
Thanks,
Make it hotter.
Gem is in Alkimos. Morning, Gem.
Good morning.
Hi, Gemma.
Hey, are you haunted by Valentine's Day? What happened?
Oh, it all turned out well in the end. But about 10 years ago, I sent my now ex-husband off to the shops with the kids to buy the Valentine's cards.
Yeah.
I had to remind him. And he used to carry this really strange backpack to work every morning with his lunch in and stuff. So the night before Valentine's Day, I go into the kitchen, thought I'll be really nice, be a nice wife, and I'll write your Valentine's card and put it in your backpack so that you'll open it and find it in the morning at work.
That's nice, cool.
I found the gift shop bag with 3 cards in it. One to my wife, one to my daughter, and one to my lover, who turned out to be the next door neighbour.
Oh,
Gemma.
Was she a friendly next door? Oh, she was a friendly next door.
Gemma, did you at least have the courtesy to drop off the neighbour's card?
But not only that, like, I've been terrible at sport. I've got the rubbish aim. I've never been sporty, but I lobbed this card at his head and landed it right in the middle of his forehead.
Wow.
You came good at the right time.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
Time to catch up with our good friend Stevie Butler. Writes all the great articles for the West Australian, and he's a romantic if we've ever known one. Steve Butler, come on down.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day, my lovely.
Hello, Casanova. What's on the plans today?
Work, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I've been for a nice walk. Actually, I heard you talking about a little earlier about shackles around the ankles. That sounds fun.
Sign him up. Each to their own, Steve.
Won't even tell you where the banana's going, Steve.
I've seen that one.
That's not how you
sent
peel
me
it.
that one last week.
Steve, a huge weekend of sport. Can I ask you what you thought about Jackie Narracourt, Jacqueline, taking out the silver medal?
Yeah, well, it's our best Winter Olympics ever for Australia now with 4 medals, and I just love her reaction. I mean, I love surprise reactions in sport, and hers was just about as good as you see, I reckon. And, yeah, I thought it was just great fun to watch. And, you know, you watch it a bit garishly, don't you, to watch for the spills and the thrills, but when something good like that happens and it's just all flushed like she did, I mean, it's just awesome. What a ride of perfection. She nearly won the gold. It took something special to beat her. So, no, I think that's what we all like to see, whether you like the Winter Olympics or not.
Yeah.
Whether you're a sweeper in the curling or whatever you might do.
I'm sorry, curling I can handle, but at sports like hers is like not in a million years.
It's so terrifying.
Not
the speed she's
100
doing
Ks you get
head
up to.
first.
No.
It's extraordinary.
120, I think. I think she was up to 120 Ks an hour, or something like that anyway. It's exceptional, isn't it? But, I mean, it takes a bit of bravery to get up on one of those ski slopes on a snowboard and flip around your head about 20 times too.
True.
It takes a special human to do some of the stuff.
And the aerials that hopefully we'll see tonight as well.
Which is why let's look back at the celebration of those 2 curlers. What were we thinking? Like, here we all saying, "Oh, you're amazing! You're sweeping ice. Look at what these people are doing."
I think I got bored of it pretty quickly because they started early, a couple of days before the opening ceremony. So
there was nothing else to watch.
And we're all behind, and we asked for an interview that we didn't get any feedback. I was like, "Oh, don't be so up yourself now."
I haven't checked TikTok, but I imagine there might be a few people around their kitchens around Australia.
Yes.
Practicing their sweeping.
I've seen people doing it in front of a baby that's crawling, which is kind of funny. In front of the robot vac,
Oh, yes.
Bit of that action.
That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's move on from that.
I might go and try a bit of that.
Steve, let's move on for that because I want to ask you, do you see the IPL auctions? We're talking about the obscene money getting thrown around, but some of the top-named Australians didn't get picked up. Might bring them down to earth.
And not many people wouldn't watch them over the weekend either. Maybe there's a bit of ill feeling outside the Justin Langer situation towards cricket at the moment. But anyway, that's not to do with the IPL. But, Tim David from WA, he missed out. The Mumbai Indians got him for $1.53 million.
I know, and his reserve was 75,000. So he's kind of exceeded expectations there.
Isn't that incredible? That's just some sort of payday. I mean, it's a bit like Andrew Ty got a couple of years ago. there's a time where he thought he was going to be restricted to first grade in Perth sort of thing, and all of a sudden here he is getting in the millions, and now Tim David does the same. I think it's fantastic stuff for a bloke who can get in there. Now he's just got to back it up and get swinging.
I tell you what, it's the dream of anyone advertising anything on eBay for that.
Yes,
for that to
all
happen.
you need is two people to really want you.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So a bidding war, it's the best.
Yeah, that's all you need. It's a bit like life, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't know.
And Steve, there's whispers around that Jack Darling will be getting his first jab this week with the Novavax. That's what I've heard.
Well, it's appropriate, isn't he? He's a big fan of the show.
Yes, that's a good point.
Yes, that's right.
So he's waited for the Novavax. Well, speaking of payday, he's going to miss out on a big one if he doesn't.
Yeah, that's right.
You're not wrong. Yeah, absolutely.
What's he on?
They're saying about 800 a year, so there's always a bit of,
I think the lady who sang the national anthem on the Super Bowl got a jab during the performance. That's what it looked like towards the end there.
I didn't see the last bit.
Did it help her hit the high notes?
Oh my goodness! Well, there was actually a betting market going around this morning.
Yeah.
For whether her national anthem would go under or over 100 seconds, and her last note itself. If you back the unders, you'd be dirty. But the last note itself actually took her over the 100 seconds.
Really?
This is my thing, right?
I love
If anyone that's doing the national anthem at the Super Bowl, don't you reckon they just run it by a group of different friends and just go, okay, any thoughts?
And also, that's not what people have come to see.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's their moment to shine.
I know, but still, know your place.
I love how it invariably wails up and down the octaves at the end.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
It's Guy Sebastian, eat your heart out stuff, really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, light and shade. And light.
Yeah, light and shade. No, I think you should go back and watch that and maybe even play a bit. At the end, it was quite spectacular. But yeah, that one note, the Brave, has her elocution of the Brave on that final note actually cost a lot of punters over the 100 seconds. Got to 109.
Well, it serves them right for gambling on that. That's stupid.
Exacto mundo.
I think Harry's having a look at it now, but there's only 22 seconds to go in the first half. And the game is tight. Cincinnati have come back, so it's 13-10. Steve, we're looking forward to the halftime show, no doubt, like you are too. That'll be interesting to see.
Oh, I'm a bit of an Eminem fan and Snoop Dogg, and I've always loved Mary J. Blige, especially that song One with you too. Yeah, very big fan there.
All right, Steve.
Can't wait.
Can't
I'm going to
wait
rock it out. I'm going to hip hop myself stupid in here with my ankle shackles on.
Nathan says, "I'll see you soon."
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Yeah, don't fall out of the harness. Bye, Stephen.
Hey, guys.
Love you, Steve. Thanks, mate.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
A lot of girls hoping something might happen today.
They are. I bet they are too.
There's a lot of guys going,
Yeah.
fake holiday.
Yes.
Fake celebration.
What would Brian Morris have to say about Valentine's Day?
He will go all out today. I guarantee you. Mum will be getting a wild bean coffee from the BP.
Well, if that's all it takes.
Lady.
And she, the saddest thing, will be really happy with that.
Oh, that's lovely.
So yeah, that's what will happen today. He will not have a plan.
So,
and then he'll turn around and go, "Well, where's her plan for me?"
But that sounds like a plan. That sounds like a man with a plan, because he knows that if he gets her a coffee, she'll be not up for it. She'll be up for it.
No, she'll be up for it.
And
They're probably doing it now.
She'll love that.
They're not. They don't touch each other.
Oh, they do when you're not around, Nathan. It's happening right now.
No, they don't.
People going out on dates to a beautiful restaurant.
They weren't even in the same room when I was made.
I've got some news for you, Nathan.
We're looking for a man, not a woman. We don't want to speak to a woman. Shaun, is that right?
I'm happy to hear from one. Just one.
Okay.
But it'll probably sound like this, though.
Hello, Nova. Who's this?
This is Vanessa.
Vanessa, are you a man without a plan tonight?
Oh, no, I missed that deep.
You have a man without a plan, Vanessa?
I have a man without a plan, definitely. He's always without a plan.
But she's not what you asked for, Shaun.
You're not a man with a plan.
It sounds like she's demonising him, doesn't it?
Shaun, come on.
Vanessa, if you say please, I'll consider it.
Please, I'm the only girl in the house. I need you.
Okay, I've considered it. No, thank you.
Sorry, Vanessa.
Love you, Vanessa.
Shaun has spoken.
All right.
Hello, Nova. Who's this?
How you going?
Yeah, good.
What's your name?
Rob.
Rob. Are you a man without a plan tonight?
I sure am.
Right.
We laugh about it every year. We say everyone's always doing everything. We're not going to do anything, and we never plan it. But then on the day, I always feel a little bit guilty.
Yeah, and
not guilty enough to do anything.
Just a little bit, Nat.
Do you get the knife sort of stuck in you and twisted sometimes from your partner?
Yeah, you always see the old Instagram post from someone else going, "Oh, those are nice flowers," or "Oh, that looks cute."
I love that you recognise that and yet still do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick to my guns.
Yeah.
Stick to your guns.
Sticking to his guns.
Shaun?
It's kind of your thing, isn't it?
How do you like a riverside location for a dinner date?
Would love it, and I'm sure she would too.
Okay, you will not tell her that you won it, though, will you? You would say that you organised it yourself.
Weeks in advance.
Yeah. And then I think, Shaun, maybe what you're looking for as well is, Shaun, would you like him to perhaps, let her know that he did this for her and she's brought nothing to the table?
Oh, that would be the ultimate there, 100%.
Except the cards.
Except for cards. I wouldn't even go that far.
Except the cards.
Cards at the bare minimum. A card. It's like, what, save the $5, just say it to my face.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun in podcast form.
Well, there was blood in the water last night on Australian Survivor, Blood versus Water.
The Queen.
The Queen got taken down. How disrespectful.
Sandra joins us now. Hi, Sandra.
They wrote my name down. Yeah, it hurt.
Yeah.
You know, that day 16 curse, I just can't get rid of it. It's sad, really.
So, Sandra, is that now, is 16 your unlucky number now?
It is. It's the third time I've been voted out of Survivor. Yeah. If I don't win, I get voted out on day 16.
Wow, that's incredible.
Are you just a Survivor gun for hire now, going around the world, going in various different Survivors for 16 days?
Oh, that'd be a good job.
When they called me and said, "Hey, do you want to do Australian Survivor?" I was like, "Hell no, it's too hard. It's long, too many people. It's only half the money." Like, absolutely not. And they said, "Well, it's a blood versus water. Bring your loved one." And I was like, "I'm there. Sign me up. I got the perfect person, and it's my daughter."
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was the perfect person until last night.
She stabbed
because
you in the
Nina
back.
knew what was going on in the end. And I guess getting back to it, you wouldn't have wanted her... Well, if the teams weren't changed, it probably would have been a different scenario, you would have thought.
Well, when we were in quarantine, and we talked about it a lot, because we ended up watching all the Australian Survivors twice just to make sure we got to know the players, because we knew there'd be other people out there.
Yep.
And so I told her, I said, "Baby, if I got to go and there's no way you can save me and you don't have an idol and, it's unanimous, I don't want you to write down someone else's name and then have to come back to camp after tribal council and have an issue with that person moving forward. So if there's nothing you can do and they're coming for me, don't even bother." And I was off doing an interview when I'm sitting on the rock in the water right before tribal council. So when I finished my interview, we left. So when they said to them, "Okay, guys, you got 5 more minutes and then it's hard lockdown, no more talking," that's when they told my daughter, and there wasn't anything she could do.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I sat at that tribal council, and after listening to them, I realized, oh my God, it's me. And then she wouldn't look me in the eye. And then I started pleading my case to them and to Jonathan. And every time I'm talking, Jordy's like, "Guys, stick to the plan. Guys, stick to the plan." And I'm looking like, who is he looking at? "Guys, stick to the plan." Like, oh my God. And then I just knew like there was nothing I could do.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, Sandra, I want to talk about your experience on American Survivor, because, I mean, like, your resume is unbelievable. Yes. So what is the length of the time that you're on Survivor over there? And also, what's the prize money over there?
So over here, it's 39 days, $1 million, only 20 people. Australian is 24 people, $500,000, 47 days.
And you've won it twice.
And it's $500,000 Australian dollars.
And wait, you've won it twice?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she has.
Oh my God, that is so exciting.
And I won them back to back. And back then there were no tribe swaps. Now you got tribe swaps.
Yeah.
So my day 16 is always right after a tribe swap, where these tribes are like, "Why is she still here?
Yeah.
We don't need to be friends with her. She needs to go." So if I ever play again, there can't be any tribe swaps. If I'm putting in a lot of work to build these relationships, I don't want something like a tribe swap to screw my game.
Yeah, you have such a massive target because of your history.
Yeah, of course, you'd be going for you straight away. But Sandra, when you, being the winner, what have you taken? I guess what's your kind of game plan, roughly, to be able to stay alive for so long in these competitions?
I'm really a social player because everyone knows that I'm called the sit-out queen. Like, look at my T-shirt. That's me sitting out at the challenges. And I just vote them out one after the other. But I knew coming into Australian Survivor that I couldn't sit out because participating in the challenges for the tribe is everything, and for Australians being strong is everything. So I participated in 13 out of 14 challenge. In an American version, I'll do 2 or 3 challenges tops. Really? I don't have to participate. It's my social game. I just get along with everyone. I try to find things in common with them. And when I go after someone, it's because they came after me first.
Sure.
Yeah, right.
On the promos for you, Sandra, there was something shown on the promos, and it was you eating the jar of honey, or the honey or the sugar, and then also you throwing a guy's hat in the fire. Now, I didn't see those series. So what was the sugar about, and what was the hat about, if you can quickly tell us?
Well, the first one was when I dumped Rupert's fish. He was my ally. They wanted to get rid of him just because they hated the fact that he would eat the biggest fish, because he'd turn around and spend 4 hours in the ocean catching fish for us. So when I knew they voted him out for his fish, I dumped the fish. No one ate it. Russell was my nemesis. He was my enemy in the game.
Transformers.
He had a bald spot, so he burned it in a fire. Everyone hated it. And then he had to show off his bald spot. He couldn't hide it anymore. Like that was
That's vicious. That's vicious.
And then the sugar gate was because we had won a coffee reward and there was sugar, and JT was also my enemy, and he always was drinking the coffee and adding a lot of sugar. Well, I wasn't drinking coffee and eating sugar, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get a spoon of sugar. So I took a spoon of sugar, then I took another, and I finished the jar. Well, he had it in for someone else too, and he just hated on it. He was like, she licked the jar of sugar. She went nowhere near the sugar. And I'm like, oh my God, like he's really mad. So I tend to do things that the fans love, but actually cause a lot of chaos around camp.
Well, sorry, just on the bald spot alone.
I know.
I love that.
Of a man with a bald spot.
Very entertaining, Sandra.
We love your work, Sandra. Thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Thank you.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
It is Valentine's Day, but we acknowledge that it's not a day of love for everybody. No. That there's all sorts of people make up this world, and we want to speak to the freshly single.
When we say we, is this charged by you two in particular?
What do you mean?
Just like you need to hear these stories to...
No, I just think that...
everybody needs acknowledgement.
Today, love is everyone's faces. And you know what, Shaun? I haven't had it for so long, so I'm not missing it.
Good point.
I don't even know what it is. Whereas if you've had it recently and it's gone, and then you're seeing it everywhere, it's like, oh, I remember what that was, whereas I have no reference.
Like Steve from Manning, you mean? Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Oh, Steve.
I already feel down.
Freshly single, Steve.
Since Christmas time.
Oh, what happened, Steve? It just fell apart after how long?
I work up north, doing the thing, trying to make some money to buy a deposit for the house. And over Christmas, I got a text from the lovely partner to say that it's not working and she wants to see some other people. So not only was I working over Christmas to try and set us up for life, she decided that she didn't want me anymore.
And she dumped you by text, which is low as well.
It was very low, yeah. I thought I owed a bit more than that, but I guess not.
Cup half full though, Steve. You can now look at one bedrooms, maybe. No, I'm just like, you know what I mean?
I see what you're doing.
I'm trying to make Steve feel better.
A one-car garage is all that's required.
Steve, how long were you with her for?
5 years.
Oh, Steve.
So this is your first Valentine's Day as a single man.
That's first Valentine's Day for a long time, yeah.
And how are you feeling about it?
Buddy.
I feel pretty miserable today, actually.
Sure, and us making you relive the trauma, does that help?
No, it's therapeutic.
Not really.
No, Steve.
This is the worst therapy he's ever come across.
No, Steve, have you gotten back out there?
No, I'm still a bit
gun shy.
Still a bit
wounded.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Bit gun shy. I'm just sort of just keeping to myself at the moment.
Yeah. Well, Steve,
Well,
you know
Steve,
what?
we're thinking
You know
of
what?
you, mate.
Onwards and upwards.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Joanna's in Kelmscott. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi,
Jo.
Jo. Are you freshly single too?
I am.
Joe, when did we break up?
So how long you got? Okay. So
We'll cancel the day. All right, you go, Joe.
All right, let's relive this, Joe.
Jan 16, a day after my birthday, I called it and then found out a week ago he was cheating on me for the last 2 years we were together.
Oh, what?
Did you at least get a good birthday present before it fell apart?
No, didn't. I didn't end up seeing him. I'm like, oh, no, I'm done. And, approached I thought was the ex last week and found out they've been together for the whole time.
Oh. Well, you better without
How long
him,
were you
obviously.
guys together, Joe?
Pardon?
How long were you guys together?
2 years.
You know what? There's nothing. There's a special place for retroactive rage, isn't there?
Yes,
when you,
exactly.
When you've sort of started moving on, and then you found out they did something horrendous during that time. It just takes you straight back there.
Certainly justifies you breaking up with him, though.
I have saved a lot of money today, to be honest.
Yes,
Joe.
Exactly.
Joe.
What are you going to do today, Joe?
I'm going to get my daughter something nice and then get her something for dinner.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
You have a good day.
Steve's not busy.
Pardon?
Steve, we just spoke to him. He's not busy. So just putting it out there. Anyway.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Bit of an around the globe to kick things off. Our good friend Harry is pressing the buttons this morning. He was watching a bit of golf live. It's the Phoenix Open at the moment. If you watched the news yesterday, you might have seen a guy called Sam Ryan bang in a hole-in-one on hole 16, the loudest hole in golf.
Mental.
So you're allowed to do that? Throw all your cans onto the green?
Yeah, Nath, it's the only place in the world, really, where they've built up one hole in particular where you can just go absolutely mental. Because, you know what golf is like.
Yes,
it's very quite stiff.
Golf claps.
Yeah.
Quiet, please.
Yeah.
Because the people that were cleaning up looked annoyed.
Yes.
They looked so annoyed. So I was wondering, is it a normal thing?
That's the hole.
Must be.
Yep, it's the only one hole.
It must be the short straw to work that hole.
Oh, you're not wrong.
I guess there's not, you don't get a hole-in-one on that hole very often.
No, but the people, the whole thing, so they built basically like a half a stadium around that
but
hole
that's
in
weird,
particular,
around
hole
the 16th, not the 18th.
No, because the whole it's a par 3, and they just said if we're going to if people can go along and just get absolutely loose, it's that hole only.
That's the one,
and everyone else can walk around and just follow the players as it goes around. But the crowd just goes, they erupted.
It should be more Thunderdome. There should be people punching on, people having sex.
Yeah,
just the big debauchery, the debauchery hole.
Well, it wasn't far off it.
Yeah, definitely, certainly. So the winner of this, the Phoenix Open last round, is today. Obviously, they're getting through that at the moment. It's $1.5 million. Which brings us to Hannah Green, the West Australian who won the Vic Open just over the weekend.
Well done, Hannah.
$480,000 she walked away with, which is bloody good going.
Yeah.
The game, they'll play down in Geelong, the Vic Open. You would have seen that she did a shoey. Daniel Ricciardo suggested she got the victory, that she did a shoey. She hardly put any in there. I thought she needed to really load it up.
Well, she's been wearing that shoe for 4 days. Like, that's a bit gross, isn't it?
Have you seen Daniel Ricciardo do it?
Yeah.
After driving an F1, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that'd be half sweat.
Yeah, that's amazing. The other thing that happened over the weekend, there's a few more things to get through, and that is the cricket and the IPL auction. We saw the auctioneer hit the skids.
I know. It got too much for him.
Yeah, he stopped the auction for about 15 or 20 minutes. He just kind of passed out. He did have a heart attack.
Of boredom.
He fully collapsed.
Are you sure it wasn't just slipped into a coma?
There was a number of Australians who didn't get picked up. The likes of Steve Smith and Dave Warner, they had reserves on the amount of money that they were looking for, and their reserves around around 375 grand Australian.
Yeah.
I think it's Australian. I don't know if it's US or not.
So wait there.
And they never got picked up by
nobody
Indian
bought them.
teams.
Okay,
Nor did Aaron Finch, Aussie Aaron Finch.
He's the captain.
So when you get passed in, can you have a private bidding session afterwards, like you would a house? Like the vendors will meet with the
the next day. Yeah.
So there was two. So the number one day was Saturday. Then they had one yesterday, and then the slops are today. So the teams get to go, okay, we've got this amount of players. We need, I don't know, 1 or 2 per list.
Yeah.
And we'll go along and see if we can pick up any of these guys
But then
for
there were people like...
a different amount, which is suggesting...
So there's bargain bin today.
Yeah, bargain bin.
What about Tim David, though?
Tim David, $1.5 million. I know
he is
bugger all
reserved
about
with
him.
$75,000.
Yeah.
So he grew up in Perth. But he played for Singapore. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And he is basically just a T20 gun for hire. Just goes wherever the money
He's
is.
reserved $75,000. See, that is today's real estate market right there.
Yes. And he went for $1.5 million.
And you know what? And they didn't even view him either.
No.
Bought him. They didn't even view him.
and put him up against Mitch Marsh, who's shown to be probably the most informed batter in the world at $1.2 million.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not sneezing at that money, but to think...
So did Mitch get 1.2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mitch has got...
But people were suggesting he'd get
that
like
money.
2.5 million.
How many crickets does he play for that?
That's 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
How many
of
crickets does he play?
6
weeks of crickets.
6 weeks of cricket.
It's pretty good money, isn't it, Nathan?
Are you kidding me?
He's getting $200,000 a week.
Yeah, Glenn
play
Maxwell's
cricket.
$2.5 million. Glenn Maxwell's another Australian, $2.5 million.
That doesn't seem right.
It's a weird bit. Because teams fill up on the one player. Let's say that we only need one Mitch Marsh.
Yes.
But we want an all-rounder and you know, all those different components. So someone might get paid over the odds.
Yeah, that's right.
For
because they fill a role.
Say being on the normal Australian team, what would you get paid for that?
Australian contracts start probably around $1 million for the year, and then you get all these performance incentives and how many games you play and all the rest of it afterwards. Okay. So you get an Australian contract. I think they give out 20,
something like that.
Oh, geez. I'd be playing at 80% all year to make sure I'm fine for this one.
You could be on the bench the whole time.
Not getting injured before this.
Yes.
Before the
payday. Indeed.
And of course, the Super Bowl's on today. The LA Rams are going as red hot favourites against the Cincinnati Bengals. Should be great. We're all looking forward to the halftime show, obviously, with everyone jumping in.
Yeah, everyone's in.
Beyonce, who else?
Eminem.
Dr. Dre.
You've got everybody. It's going to be interesting, but look forward to that. The game gets underway about 7:30 our time.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
It's Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day.
It is. We've been speaking to people that are in love. We've been speaking to people that have been recently broken up with, and now it's brought us to this road. We want to speak to people who are going out with a family member.
Nathan.
If you're currently in a loving relationship with your cousin, give us a call at 13 24.
We'll take a second, cousin. There we go.
We're not going to do
nothing. We love celebrating a shallow gene pool.
Why not? You know what? And you know what? The phones are melting down.
Well, Mike's from Melville. Does he marry his sister?
Let's have a look. Hello, Mike.
Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Hello.
Hello, Mike.
Hello. How are you?
Yeah, good buddy. Good buddy. So we've asked for people that are in a healthy relationship with their cousin. Is that your case?
I'm sorry?
We've asked for people to call that are in a healthy relationship with their cousin. Is that the case?
With their cousin.
Did you perchance preemptively call, Mike?
It sounds like you did,
what we're asking
Wait
for.
there.
Early.
Are you saying that you're not in a relationship with a family member?
I think I have to say that.
Why do you hate your cousins, Mike?
So apart from being married, you're married, aren't you, Mike?
I am, 30-odd years now.
So she beforehand, she was not a relation
She's not
to
a
you?
blood relation.
No, definitely
Are you sure?
not. No,
Okay,
I sussed that out.
Look, to be honest,
I sussed that out.
I think it's a bit sick, but Shaun?
Are we going to reward that? No.
We're not going to.
Sorry, Mike. Shaun said no.
We just are looking for something that's slightly inappropriate about people's relationship. That's all. Just something to grasp on.
And yours sounds very appropriate. Sorry about that. Hello, Nova. Who's this?
Hello?
Hi, what's your name?
Hello, I'm Kayla.
Kayla. Hello. Now, Kayla,
Tell us about your relationship.
Nathan has a
Kayla.
question for you.
Are you currently shacked up with your cousin, Kayla?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Well, the fact that you're ready to admit to it on radio, I mean...
Yeah. Oh.
Have you just put us on hold, Kayla? Kayla, what are you doing? Did you just put us on hold?
Hello?
Hello, Kayla.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
Oh, no, that's okay. I think all your other cousins want a bit of this action now. A bit of a family reunion.
And now she's gone. And
The last
one more.
one.
Hello, Nova. Who's this?
Hi.
Hi, what's your
It's
name?
Trinity.
Okay.
Trinity. Great school, great arcade. Great
Trinity,
girl.
Great holy threesome.
Tell us about your partner.
My partner is my second cousin. So.
Trinity.
Really?
Trinity, what are you doing? Trinity?
Well, I didn't know at the time.
Yes.
So,
I mean, you always saw him at family events, but you just never cleared on.
Handsome stranger.
No, I've never seen this person before, and just for whatever reason, we had met at the church nightclub.
Yeah.
And we were talking and dissolved information about family and so forth, and then we finally worked out, oh my God, we are second cousins. But I'd never seen this person at any of the family
rally
events.
bashes.
You often don't see your second cousins.
You don't. And why not just climb a branch down on the family tree?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So are you married now?
Yes, I am still.
Yeah.
Yes.
And their babies have antlers.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.